Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name's David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments. This is our look at the Villages real estate market. I'll give you a summary for those who don't want to wait till the end. Listings continue to move higher, but sales are also increasing. I'll show you by how much, and you can get some sense as to where this market's heading. We're going to take a look at the different areas of the villages. We're going to talk about how prices differ between those areas, and also show you how many homes are available in each of the regions and where there's sales activity taking place and at what prices. So, for those who don't know, a brief introduction. The Villages is like living in a resort. We've got golf, shopping, entertainment, live music at 4 locations throughout the Villages every night of the year. We have clubs for every interest. And if you are retired or contemplating retirement, you will find everything that you want right here. Even though the Villages is only an hour or so from Orlando, most villages hardly ever leave the villages because we have everything we need within golf cart distance. A couple of things to note. We produce the show every Monday. Make sure you check the date to ensure you're getting the most recent information. And a point that people are confused about is that there are two separate real estate marketplaces here in the villages. There is the MLS, which you're familiar with from other parts of the country, and there's also the VLS, which is the village's own internal listing service. The VLS is the only marketplace where you'll find new homes, but pre-owned homes are offered on both. This causes a quandary for those looking for pre-owned homes because unless you see VLS and MLS homes, you will only be seeing about half of the properties available for sale here. If you find this information valuable, please consider liking the video or even better, subscribing to the channel. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to reach out to me, I can be reached at either DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at what's happening here. We start every week by taking a look at what's happening with mortgage rates. And as you can see, rates are fairly unchanged over the last week. I don't think rates are going to make a big difference to the inventory situation here in the villages unless they move dramatically higher or lower from here. Very quickly, let me orient you as to where the villages is. We're in central Florida, about an hour north of Orlando. The map you're looking at is showing you all active MLS listings as of today. The size of the circle denotes the size of the property. The bigger the circle, the bigger the home. The lighter the circle, the more expensive the home. And this map is looking at size and price per square foot. On this map, I've indicated with the blue hexagons the location of Brownwood Town Square in the south and Lake Sumter Town Square in the north. Spanish Springs Town Square, not indicated in this map, is located north and east in this map. So let's jump straight into listings. This is the total number of listings on the MLS this week, 681 active listings. You can see a steady and inexorable rise in the number of listings. I'm going to zoom in on this graph and show you what's been happening here over the last year. The increase over the last calendar year is 79%. How long are they staying on the market? Median listing time, 57 days now. You can see how rare a reading over 50 days was until about a year ago. We're getting used to seeing properties languish on the market for 2 months now. I'm going to show you two graphs for this next reading as well. This is the median price per square foot. The graph you're looking at goes back 3 years or so. 257.35 is the median listing price for all active MLS listings this week. That is an increase. I think it was 255.10 last week. And as I zoom in on just what's been happening over the last year, you can see the first signs that maybe the worst is behind us. A nice increase this week in the list price per square foot. This jump, although significant on this chart, when you look at the previous chart, you'll realize that we're still in a downtrend. We're going to zoom in on different regions of the villages and see what's happening there. But let's start by looking at all listings. This week, 681. Smallest available for sale, 672 square feet. Largest, 3,620. Median size, 1,532. Prices this week range between 135,000 and 1,549,000, with 385,000 being the median. On a per foot basis, you can buy in the villages between $104 and $556 a foot, $257 a foot, the median. There is a great deal of difference between the different regions of the villages, and I'll point this out as we go forward. But first, let me show you how I've divided the villages into four geographic regions. The first is the area that I'm calling the North. This is everything south of Highway 42 and north of Highway 466. This is the older part of the villages and includes the Spanish Springs Town Square. The second area is the area I call the Mid-North. This is everything between 466 and 466A, commonly referred to here in the villages as between the sixes. This is the most popular region of the villages currently due to its proximity to so many amenities. This area includes Lake Sumter Town Square. The third area is getting into the newer part of the villages. This is the area I call the Mid-South. This is everything south of 466A, but north of Highway 44. You'll find Brownwood Town Square in this region. And the final area, the newest part of the villages, I'm calling the South. This is everything south of Highway 44. There is a great deal of difference between availability and prices and the different regions of the villages. I'll dive into that now. This illustrates the difference between the regions. The North, currently 281 active listings this week. Sizes range from 672 square feet to 3,087. Prices from 135,000 to 999, and on a per foot basis from 104 to 446. In the Mid-South, there are 108 active listings, ranging in size from 1,121 to 3,508 square feet. Prices range from 268,000 to 1,549,000, and on a per foot basis from $210 a foot to $541 a foot. The South, which is the newest part of the villages, previously had very little resale activity compared to the other regions, but this week we're seeing it catch up finally. 106 homes available in the South, 828 square feet the smallest, 2837 square feet the largest. Prices range from just under 240,000 to 1,400,000, and on a per foot basis from 199 a foot to 513, with 273 being the median. Here we track changes in activity in the different regions. So for example, you can see that in the North, this week there are 281 active listings. Last week there were 288. If the number is higher, it is highlighted in green. If it is lower, it's highlighted in red. In the North, this week there are 281 listings. Over the last 60 days, 99 went pending and 124 sold. In the Mid-North, 186 active listings. In the last 60 days, 71 went pending and 98 sold. In the Mid-South, 108 active listings, 22 pending in the last 60 days, 31 sold. And in the South, 106 active listings, 22 pending in the last 60 days, and 22 sold in the last 60 days. We incorporate new information as it interests us. Here we look at how old the homes are, i.e. what year they were built for the homes being offered. You can see the entirety of the villages on the right, how many homes are offered and what year they were built. In the North, you can see that construction virtually ceased in the early 2000s. In the Middle North, it only began in about 2000. In the Middle South, it only began around 2010. And in the South, around 2015. You can see how many homes are available and what year they were built. A couple more maps. These tools actually do help you locate deals. Here we're looking at the same information, which is active listings on the MLS, but in this case, the size of the circle denotes the size of the property, and the color of the circle denotes how many days on the market. The more days on the market, the lighter the circle. And I can zoom in to show you the properties that have been on the market for 6 months or more, which is this map. Once again, the longer the home's been on the market, the brighter the circle. Good place to start if you're looking for a deal. Let's look at what actually changed last week. This is the number of new listings and the number of homes going pending. You are looking at a 4-week average. The red line is new listings on a week-by-week basis, and the blue line, homes going pending, also on a week-by-week basis. This graph is smooth, the 4-week average. You can see that new listings continue to outpace homes going pending, which is not a surprise considering the number of listings continues to increase. Here we look at the difference between new listings and homes going pending. 9 more listings than homes going pending over the last 7 days. Prints below the zero line indicate more new listings than homes going pending. As you look at this graph over the last 6 months or so, you can see that it's quite common now for there to be more new listings than homes going pending. Let's take a closer look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. 4-week average of their time on the market is a 39-day median time. That is slightly higher this week, but it has been dropping for the last several. Continuing to look at the homes going pending over the last 7 days, the median price at which they went pending was 249.71. That is down from the previous week, and we are at the lows of the last 3 years or so. Another graph showing pressure on sellers. This is the price change for the homes going pending of the last 7 days. What is the change from the original asking price? A decrease of 6.33% is the median decrease for the homes going pending. This is a positive for the market. We're looking at how many homes closed over the last 7 days. The graph is a 4-week average, as is that print of 37 and a quarter. It is an increase from the previous week, and the number of sales has been increasing steadily this year. I'll show you how to put that in perspective with this next chart. Here we try to put sales per week in context. You can get some idea as to the seasonality in terms of activity here in the villages. On this graph, the dark blue line is 2022 sales per week, the light green is 2023, the red line 2024, and the light blue line 2025. It seems obvious that we are following normal seasonal patterns, and it's encouraging to see the number of sales make a new weekly high for the year. Here we look at weeks of inventory. This is simply number of listings divided by number of sales. 15.8 weeks of inventory, about 4 months. It is down from 20. 20 is a number that we're not used to seeing here in the villages, and it looked until recently as if it was going to become the norm. It's encouraging seeing that drop back down. Even though listings continue to increase, we had a big jump in the number of sales last week compared to the prior week. I'm going to go back to the entirety of all listings for a second to illustrate something about how price per square foot varies based on the asking price of the home. So, for example, you can see that for the MLS as a whole, median listing price per square foot this week, 257.35. For the homes priced under 200,000, the least expensive home is $104 a square foot. Most expensive, 229, with a median of 169 a foot, and there are 14 homes priced at under 200,000. In the most active segment, the $200,000 to $400,000 range, prices per square foot range from 142 a foot to 340 a foot, with 242 a foot being the median, and there are 371 homes available. In the $1.5 million price range, there were 3 or 4 available earlier in the year. There's currently only one home in the villages priced at over $1.5 million. Here we are looking at all listings, and we can see the effect of the increasing inventory, i.e. pressure on sellers. Here we're looking at the percentage of listings that have reduced their asking price from the original asking price. We're up to 59% of listings having done so. 60% is the highest we've seen here, and it's noteworthy that very recently the percentage of listings with price reductions was under 50%. Here we look at what the reduction actually was in percentage terms. Median price reduction for the listings on the MLS, a 4.67% reduction from the original asking price. This number has been climbing for the last 4 months or so. If you find this information valuable, please consider liking the video, or even better, subscribing to the channel. If you're looking for a deal here in the villages and you're a buyer, please reach out to me at DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to research properties for you. Similarly, if you're a seller and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to run comps for you and give you an idea as to a realistic asking price. I hope this information has been informative. If you found it valuable, please consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions about life in Central Florida, or life in the villages, or real estate in the villages, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Take care.